This game is sponsored by Alanot Honda Toyota, Cross Car Center, El Campo Mexican Restaurant, Engelson Sausage Company, Pines Napa Auto Center, Norada Lanes, Ohio Northern University, NKT TV, Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, Wester Sizzling Steakhouse, NKTelco, Whatever Cards and Games, That Place for Pets, and Stites Grocery and Catering, our fine sponsors here, bringing this game between Ohio Northern and Wilmington along with Mike Hearns. I'm Dave Kanapke. Beautiful day here at Dial Roberson Stadium for this OAC contest between these two rivals.
Yeah, I don't think you can ask for a better day. It was warm earlier, but right now a perfect breeze rolling through the press box.
Back deep for Ohio Northern, the 81 Caleb Saufeld and number 7 Kyle Rex. Kicking off for the Fighting Quakers is number 85 Tyler Butcher. And we are underway. Kick is gathered in across the 25-yard line. There'll be a host of Quakers tackler. Mike, while we got a minute, let's talk about our keys to the game for this ball game between Ohio Northern and Wilmington.
Yeah, for Ohio Northern, you look at what Wilmington is going to want to do to them. They're going to want to slow them down. So it's Wilmington who wants to jump out to a big start and avoid the big plays that the Polar Bears offense is used to putting up on the board. Other side for the Polar Bears as they get into the shotgun for the first time. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Hand off to the middle. Zach Martin, your carrier. Brock Martin, your carrier for the Polar Bears. And we talk about their keys to the game, Mike.
It's a big thing for Ohio Northern is their balance. You look at what Anthony McFadden did a week ago, 112 yards on the ground, a career high, 233 and a couple of touchdowns through the air, and the depth. We were talking Ohio Northern football earlier on, and they are able to rotate a ton of guys through.
Another handoff to Brock Martin across the 35-yard line. Starting quarterback for the Polar Bears, dual threat Anthony McFadden. And Mike, he's had a pretty good year to start off.
And it really started a year ago in this game where Northern almost, I guess if you want to look at it, squandered a 42-14 halftime lead. They were up 1 point at 49-14 as the penalty comes out. But he's a guy you really want to key on, an academic All-American or OAC pick last year. He's smart. His third start, he's going to try to do some big things.
Personal foul penalty against Wilmington takes it to the 49-yard line. And McFadden looks over to the sidelines. Number 3, your quarterback. Running backs will be Martin right now. Also number 4, A.J. Marks will get a lot of playing time at the running back. Typical to be in their spread formation. Fadden looking for a receiver. Thought about scrambling. Pass is incomplete. That was intended for number 7, Chad Rex, incomplete, so it'll be first down and 10.
Yeah, that first down that comes and goes here, you see the big substitution in Ryan Rockwell out of Broadview Heights in St. Edward. He comes in. He's not a big threat to catch the ball, just 2 career, but he's a great blocker, and that might be what Northern does out of the, well, was a pistol.
Handoff again to Martin. Big yardage across the 40-yard line, and another Polar Bear first down.
You get 11 on that quick hitter, isolate everybody off the left side, and just have him take off. Martin, 29 carries, 120 yards, but he's the Thunderback at 5 touchdowns this year.
Receivers are Caleb Saufeld on the right side, also number 7, Chad Rex. The senior, number 2, Chase Rose at the top of the screen. First and 10 again for the Polar Bears. Martin to the left side. McFadden back, plenty of time.
Should just take
Looks
off.
like he does. He will. There he goes to Chad Rex for the touchdown. McFadden for Rex. We have a flag by the goal line. Wonder if it's a illegal block on the run there at the end there, but big completion, McFadden to Rex. We'll check what the guy in the white hat has to say about it.
I want to say this is going on Ryan Rockwell. Oh, they're pointing way back towards holding, but I wonder if it's not he threw over the line, because there was about a split second where McFadden nearly wound up and threw that when you see the line of scrimmage at the 39.
Illegal block in the back, number 2 on the offense. Penalty is declined. Illegal forward pass.
Okay, there was an illegal block close to the goal line. That's declined, but there's also a flag close to the line of scrimmage. But like you said, Mike, he was across the line of scrimmage, so that's I think it's just an incomplete pass, or a 5-yard penalty, I believe.
Yeah, he made a late decision on that one. We talked about how he could just pull it down McFadden and run. He got to that point, but as he crossed the 40, he kind of took one long step across, and that's why the defense stopped.
So that nullifies what was a touchdown pass there. So now we'll bring 2nd and 15 for the Polar Bears.
It's a shame for ONU, too, because that was a beautifully designed play with that cross at the end.
Rose at the top of your screen. Martin again in the backfield behind McFadden. Hand off to Martin. Or no, pitch play. Fake me out. McFadden will keep it and go across the 35-yard line, about a 10-yard gain.
That's what makes McFadden so dangerous, is that zone read option. He was able to – I got fooled on it, too. I thought it was Martin right up the middle, and he did a great job selling it.
McFadden, 5'11", junior quarterback from Paint Valley High School in Chillicothe. As Mike mentioned, he got his first start last year late in the season when these two teams played at Wilmington. Now flanked by 2 running backs. Martin goes in motion. Across the middle, there's Rex, and he drops it. Mike, I think he heard some footsteps there.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for Wilmington is, by the way, that Dusty Likens, a 3-year starter in high school, sophomore, right through his hands. That would have stopped him momentum. I am kind of curious, though, why he didn't try to hit Brock Martin on that backside.
That'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and 5. We're in 4-down territory here at the 34-yard line.
Northern 0 for 1 this year on 4th down. They haven't needed to do that at 38 points a game through the first 2.
So you got Rose and Hadley, top of the scene, 3 wide. In motion, there's Marks. They'll swing it out to Marks. AJ will cut back, and he loses the football. Picked up by Wilmington, and they'll go the other way. It'll be Fighting Quakers football.
You know, I think it was Likens again who had to go right through his hands. This time, though, it ends up being picked up by one of his teammates on the turnover.
Try to get a number if we can as you get another replay here. As you see, there's swing pass there to Marks. He was getting close to the first down there, and he just lost a good tackle there.
It's a heck of a tackle by Q Taylor, the safety.
And that was Tavion Bryant, number 3, that recovered it. That's our Klein's Auto Center replay. Klein's Napa Auto Center replay. So now Kyle Barrett start the offense for the Quakers.
It's great field position starting from their own 33.
Barrett steps out there. Incomplete there on the right side. Chase Taylor incomplete there for Wilmington. It'll be 2nd down.
One of the offensive linemen for Wilmington got knocked down, too. I think it was the right tackle, Caleb Deaver. Was an honorable mention All-Ohio pick at West Portsmouth High School. He just got knocked down at a bull rush.
2nd and 10. Handoff across the right side. That'll go to number 24, Zane Hart. Looks like a gain of about 5 will bring 3rd and 5 for the Quakers.
I think it's actually Hart's first rush this season. He's a nice back, that change of pace. We talked about the Ohio Northern ability to use a lot of players and go deep into their playbook. Wilmington's doing it too right now on this hot day here in Ada.
Big 3rd down coming up here for Wilmington. Fuller. There is a sack as Barrett is sacked.
Looked like Jarrett's sitting the defensive end. Or no, sorry, it's Kyle Rowe. Sitting came one way, Rowe went the other, and down goes the quarterback.
Get another look here. Barrett's dropping back.
There's Rowe off the backside. Just beat his man.
Good job there by Rowe, and brings up 4th down. Back for the Polar Bears will be 81, Caleb Saalfeld. Punting will be Aaron Johnston for Wilmington.
Saalfeld's trying to get loose on a couple. He's got 3 punt returns in the first couple of games, 54 yards. But he's got that big play ability, and no matter where this goes, I would imagine, as a delay a game against Wilmington, he's going to have the ability to give his team at least positive field position near that 50.
So a big sack by Kyle Rowe forced the 4th down. Aaron Johnston punting for Wilmington.
It's not a great snap.
Saalfeld will take the fair catch right at the 35-yard line. It'll be Polar Bear football, and the season ahead here.
Early.
It'll be 1st and 10 Polar Bears.
We talked about getting out to a good start in our keys to the game. I wouldn't say really that either team has done that, but Saalfeld did the smart thing. There were 3 white jerseys directly in his face when he came after that ball. 35 is not a bad place to start.
Marks in the backfield behind McFadden. Hands it off to Marks. Dances away across the 40, close to the 44-yard line, but a flag comes out, usually in the vicinity of holding.
And the back judge was pretty quick to put that down. That's unfortunate for Northern right now, too, because their offensive line, Sam Shook, Kyle Gonterman, Will Rankin, Jamison Curry, and Eli Ulsh, they're doing a good job, but Wilmington's beating them inside, and they're going to have to reach out and grab them to stop that.
It's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, bring up 1st and 20.
You got the 2 Wapak grads right in the middle in Gonterman and Rankin. Gonterman, a 5th-year senior, was the offensive lineman of the year in the WBL.
Martin now in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Around the left side, carries a tackler. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage of the 35-yard line.
He did a terrific job of protecting the ball. The linebacker behind him, he tried to grab on top of him and pull the ball away, but he did the smart thing. Every running back coach is thrilled with him right now. High and tight and put both your hands on the ball. 3 carries for 20 yards already for Brock Martin.
2nd and 10 for the Polar Bears. Fadden looks over the defense. Fakes a handoff. This time McFadden will keep it. Hard yardage close to the 40-yard line.
And what's curious about the way that Northern has run their offense so far, they start out in that pistol and they spread every time, but I think Wilmington has finally figured it out because the last couple of times the outside linebacker and Steve Broussard has come up to the line to kind of add to that 3-man front.
3rd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Receiver in motion, fakes the handoff. Over to Rex for the 1st down. McFadden to Chad Rex, a senior receiver from Bradenton, Florida. Big 1st down there.
You know, what I love about Chad Rex, reading about him, is the fact that he was a quarterback, and a very good one, in high school at Lakewood Ranch High School, 5'11", 185. So he understands how to run that route right to the stick, turn around, make sure the defender's not there, and get that big 1st down.
See a look of Chad Rex there, number 7 for the Polar Bears.
It's also
1st and 10.
seasoned.
Hand off to Martin. Just a couple-yard gain there into the left side of the defense for Wilmington. Ohio Northern 2-0 on the season. They had wins over Adrian 34-17 and then Muskegon last week in the rain, in monsoon or whatever you call it last week, 42-14.
Slop.
Yeah.
You call it normally good football weather, I think, but we don't like that. We're prima donnas.
2nd and 8. McFadden again will hand it off to Martin. Has an opening in the middle. Runs into his own player, but keeps going inside the 35-yard line. Nice carry of about 20 yards and a 1st down.
And you know what's crazy about Martin is you look at the way that Ohio Northern came into the season, they expected that it would be the junior All-American running back in Christian Williams.
You get another replay here from Klein's Napa Auto Center.
Let's watch him beat the man on the second level. And he even ran into his own guy. Chase Rose threw a block on him.
First and 10 inside the 35-yard line, 33-yard line to be exact. McFadden now back. He's looking towards Rex. Now he'll scramble. On the right side, he finds Saalfeld inside the 20-yard line, and that'll be good for another first down.
Saalfeld did a terrific job on that 12-yard pickup of being able to not step out of bounds, because obviously if you step out, you can't come back in and be the first guy to touch the ball. Northern's rolling right now.
You got stopped. The first possession on fourth down, a fumble actually, just short of the first down. So now first and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Watch Martin averaging almost 9 yards a carry right now.
This time he'll get about 6 or 7. Takes it to about the 13-yard line.
Makes it a lot easier when you're able to play from in front in terms of you're dictating the down and distance right now if you're Ohio Northern. This is a methodical drive on their part approaching 4 minutes.
Martin, the leading scorer on the team with 5 TDs. He's replaced by number 4, A.J. Marks, now in the backfield. Martin is in front of him, actually, in the pistol formation, if you will. McFadden keeps it. Cuts back, working his way just inside the 10-yard line. That'll be close to a first down.
That is McFadden, just a terrific athlete, able to make something. He's easily should have been stopped for maybe a yard. He might have actually lost a yard, but he nearly turns it into a first down.
They'll mark it right at the 10-yard line, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Imagine this could be Martin. 5'11", 185 out of Seneca East.
He's definitely built like a power running back.
Yeah, he had a terrific year last year in high school. It's funny to look at him and think he's now a college back.
Martin gets the first down, makes his way inside the 7-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Polar Bears.
What I mean by that is he's been a college back for quite some time. He just wasn't playing there. He's just a freak athlete. Everything I read about him says he's one of the best athletes that's come out of Seneca East in quite a while, which is saying something because they've had a lot of tremendous athletes. He actually threw a touchdown pass that helped his team win in the playoffs last year against Hillsdale.
4 wide receiver set as normal. Martin in the backfield. Now to the right side of McFadden. Gets the handoff, follows his blockers, working hard down inside the close to the 2-yard line.
And this might just be a case of Northern has found something that they can exploit up the middle behind the Wampauck duo of Gonnerman and Rankin. They're just going to keep doing it. I would be surprised if a lot of these aren't quick draws or just that RPO from the quarterback.
A lot of times when things working, I always say, don't think too much. If it's working, just keep going with it. We'll see what they do here. And they hand it off to Martin inside, close to the 1-yard line.
Take a look at how this drive is going again. It started with 10:54 on the clock. 11 plays, 64 yards right now, and a 6-minute-plus drive.
Want to cash it into pay dirt here on a big third and goal from the 1-yard line. Looking over to the coaching staff, headed by head coach Dean Paul. He's looking for his 99th career victory here in his 15th year here at Northern.
Already the winningest coach in Northern history.
Hand off to Martin. Looking for a signal. The players are signaling. There it is. Touchdown, Polar Bears.
That is Brock Martin's 6th rushing touchdown of the year. 4 of those 6 have come from 3 yards or less.
Martin hits pay dirt for the first score of the afternoon. On to kick number 97, Chase Watson.
2 years has not missed an extra point, 40 out of 40. As you see the replay there, I get a terrific look of this extra point.
Chase Watson, the holder is Sean Devaney, and it is good. 4:14 to go. First quarter, it's Polar Bears 7, Quakers 0. We'll step aside. We'll be right back here on NKTelco Sports.
65 yards and 640.
640. Okay.
Wow. They're averaging 6.
The Polar Bears cap a 12-play, 65-yard touchdown drive with a run by Brock Martin. Set to kick off. Chase Watson. And that will go through his hands, out of bounds. That will be a touchback.
And I kind of think Wilmington dodges a huge bullet there, too, because the returner in Malik Sims made a freshman mistake. He called for a fair catch as he's fading back. I think he thought he was further back because he was at about the 2-yard line. The fact that actually goes through his hands works in Wilmington's favor.
So a nice kick there by Chase Watson. Kyle Barrett will bring the Quakers out. 1st and 10. Directing his traffic. We'll hand it off to number 20 there, DJ Chambers. And there looks like maybe a late fumble after the player was down. Gain of a couple, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Chambers seemed a little bit confused. He went through the hole. Actually, it ends up being Zane Hart. But the two of them, they go through the hole, and he seemed a little bit confused about which way that Northern's hole was going to open there. The answer is it didn't.
2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. Passes back and completed to number 81. For a long gain, it will be a touchdown.
73 yards for A.J. Hightower out of Memphis, Tennessee. Just that quick crossing route, just his 2nd catch of the year.
But there is a penalty marker just across the midfield, probably after the catch. We'll see here.
Oh,
It'll be holding against the Quakers. That'll be 10 yards from the spot. That takes away a touchdown to Hightower.
And you got to feel bad for him. I mean, he made the terrific play, ran up through the cross to the middle, caught 3 defenders looking the wrong way, took off. So the hold actually ends up being nearly where he came across. So maybe that's why he was sprung free.
Yeah, sometimes say, well, in case if they wouldn't have had the penalty, they would have had a touchdown. Well, you didn't have a touchdown without the penalty. The end result is it ended up being about a 19-yard gain for a 1st down.
Yeah, they give him 25 after the penalty is assessed. I mean, you still got a 1st down, but that's a shame.
Handoff to number 20, DJ Chambers, across midfield for a nice 1st down carry for the Quakers.
He just got upended by the sophomore Andrew Valenti, the safety. Valenti came up and hit him about as hard as he could, knocked him down.
Also number 4, Gina Hinton in the backfield with Chambers, along with Barrett at quarterback. Handoff to Chambers, and that will be good for the 1st down.
Chambers had 7 carries, 73 yards, and a pair of scores a week ago in the win over Earlham in the Quaker Bowl.
Quakers, that was their only game. That was 2 weeks ago. They had a bye last week. Coming off a 2-8 season, they've had some tough times at Wilmington, but they feel like they're starting to turn the corner.
I think a big part of that is Brian Moore trying to change the culture. The Hiram College graduate, he's been a little bit of everywhere. I'm trying to bring that tradition here.
2nd-year coach. There's a handoff to the right side. That's Aaron Johnston, sophomore running back. Short gain on the play. Actually, no gain, 2nd and 10.
That's even shorter. None is shorter than 1, but this is a pretty quick 1st quarter. You look at what both teams have done on the offensive end. They've not been afraid to run the ball. They've each had a touchdown called back thanks to a holding penalty. 6 carries, 17 yards, though, for Wilmington as a team.
2nd and 10. Barrett We'll step back. Across into coverage there.
Through the hands of the safety in Valenti.
For the Polar Bears, you got number 15, Luke Perkins. On coverage will be 3rd and 10.
That's a tremendous defense for ONU. They gave up 14 to Muskingum. They're averaging 15 and a half. But they're a kind of an older group. Outside, you got a pair of sophomores and a pair of seniors on that 4-man front. But a 3 upper-class linebacker set, a pair of juniors and a senior.
3rd and 10. Barrett facing the rush. Sets up a screen.
Chambers
again going for down the right sidelines for the score. There's
a penalty flag
back there on the 40-yard line.
And that, I'd tell you what, I'm not 100% sure that's not on ONU because it's thrown where Barrett was standing at.
So, and the way Barrett is reacting, they think they might have a touchdown. We'll see here. Yes, it's on the Polar Bears, so that will stand for the touchdown. 55 yards from Barrett to Chambers for the touchdown. Extra point coming up here by Tyler Butcher to tie it up here. Big screen play. Barrett did a nice job of setting that up and let the rushers come to him.
Yeah, he paid for it, but he made sure he was going to get 6 out of it.
Left-handed kicker.
How do you know he's left-handed?
Or left-footed, I should say.
Sorry,
Kick is up, and it is good.
It's an old joke.
1:31 to go, first quarter. We are tied 7-7 here on NKTelco Sports. Another chance of the replay here. Barrett looking to Chambers.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy penalty.
And he has some blockers down the sidelines, escorted the whole way. The second time they actually scored a touchdown on this drive, this one did not come back. Or the touchdown.
I think if you're the other guy, you're mad.
So 7-7 on that 55-yard touchdown pass.
7 plays, 75 yards, and 243. And now the statistics look a little bit better. Marquez Fuller's got a catch for 45 yards and a touchdown. That's actually who they have on the stats as that number. But they gave us DJ Chambers.
So Polar Bears had the drive. Nice drive that Wilmington answered. See if ONU can come back with that.
Yeah, and I think if they go to the run game, they're going to be able to do some good things. I said they're averaging 6 yards a carry right now, and they're nearly 100 yards before the first quarter comes to an end.
Kicking off from the 50-yard line, that goes back to the roughing the passer penalty on the touchdown pass. The left-footed kicker, Butcher, kicks it. That will bounce into the end zone for the touchback. It will be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Polar Bears.
Pretty confident in saying the fact that the return man just lost that one in the sun. He was looking up, and you could see as the ball was in the air from our vantage point, he had no idea where that was going.
I'd like to mention that the volleyball team won 3-0 over Mary Washington, Virginia. That is Coach Kate Whitty, her 702nd win. We'd like to congratulate. She reached her 700th this on Tuesday, so congratulations, Coach Whitty, now in her 28th year at a very successful volleyball program here at ONU.
Everything's turning up Bears right now.
Martin trying to find some running room, not much there. Into the right side, maybe gain 1.
And you kind of wonder how Dean Paul and his crew are going to be able to adapt to that. After a while, everybody kind of starts pinching down in the middle against those big guys up front. And it's not exactly like they're small gentlemen on the other side of the ball. Michael Vargo at 6'1", 260 out of Avon High School.
Second and 8. They gave him 2 on that. McFadden, quick pass to Rose. He breaks the tackle across the 40-yard line. Nice completion, nice yards after the catch for a first down.
I love Rose because he just quickly picks up 17 and makes it seem like he only got 5 or 6 yards. Imagine he probably grew up a kid wanting to play here, just down the road as you see the replay brought to you by Klein's Auto Center. Watch how quickly he does this. Turns past one defender to the sideline. But from Kenton, played at USV.
Handoff to Marks. A.J. Marks across midfield. 7-yard gain for Marks. Marks being the kind of the change of pace back with Martin, a little quicker, more of a tailback oriented, comes with a nice carry.
And I would hate to be, I talked about McFadden having to be a smart kid. There's about 8 guys giving him signals right now, knowing which one's not the dummy signal. I'm shocked he got that off.
There it goes, the pass. Slant pass, incomplete. Looked like Hadley had it for a second or two, but bobbled, hit the ground. Incomplete, and that will end our first quarter of play. Your score on the That Place for Pets scoreboard, Quakers 7, Polar Bears 7. We'll be right back here on NKTelco Sports.
Stites Grocery is a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
One quarter in the books here at Dow Roberson Stadium. We are tied 7-7. Pretty good ball game so far, Mike.
Yeah, and both teams have been able to establish different paces at different times and kind of work it into what they want to do. See what Northern does on this short third down.
Handoff to Martin. Nothing there. A whole host of Quakers on a 3rd and 2. Looks like it'll be punting formation or at least a 4th down for the Polar Bears.
I ask you a question. You ever been bear hugged by a 260-pound kid?
That's what it seemed like.
Brock
there.
Martin was.
Yeah.
I almost watched that quickly. He just got clapped right into the hands as he came across the line.
It is not punting formation. The Polar Bears are going for it on 4th and a long one. Handoff to Martin. Working his way, and looks like he will be stopped. Number 55, Kyle Ackley, on the tackle, and it'll turn the other way to the Wilmington Quakers.
This is a much improved defense from a year ago for Wilmington. They gave up 45 points a game last year, almost 500 yards of total offense. But you had to kind of know Ackley was going to get through there, 6'2", 200. He just shot the gap, betting on the fact that it was going to be the same play again.
Timeout on the field.
I think some gentleman in the orange said some things to the gentleman in the white, and they wanted to make sure everybody separated.
Oh, they will check. They're going to measure it to make sure here. Looked like it from here at least. It looked like he was short, but they can request a measurement. They haven't changed the yard marker, and it is closer than I thought. Less than about 6 inches, but nonetheless, a 1st down for the Quakers.
So maybe a chain link or two, but look at Northern's last couple of possessions. They get the touchdown. They had the fumble on the first. The turnover on downs here, probably not the way they drew up the result of their first 3, especially when you consider what they did last year. They scored on their first 6.
So Barrett brings out on offense. DJ Chambers in the backfield. Bunch wide receivers on the right side. Barrett over to Chambers. Tries to juke. Able to go a little bit on the tackle there. Number 21, Nate Dean from Villa Angelo St. Joseph High School. Just a freshman at corner. He didn't start the first week, but made his starting debut last week. Nice tackle there.
Yeah, a lot of famous people came from VASJ. The only team, by the way, in basketball in OHSAA history to win all 4 divisions. Did that a couple years ago when they beat Lipsick in D4 in the finals.
Yeah, their enrollment has definitely changed. Quite a powerful program. They'll throw it again to Chambers. Breaks the tackle. Not able to break the second tackle by number 11, Mark Niles, the leading tackler. 5'10" junior linebacker. Not before about a gain of 5 or 6.
Wilmington must have changed numbers now that 20 is being listed as Marquez Fuller. Because it's been that way on the stats that we were given repeatedly. He's having a heck of a game, though.
Oh, it's Fuller. There's actually 2 20s. My apologies. I thought it was Chambers, so it's Marquez Fuller. Fuller now with the handoff across midfield. Knocked out of bounds by David Hazelou from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The junior linebacker with a nice tackle. Now will be 4th down.
That's just a terrific read for him to bounce that to the outside. He kept that actually right at the stick. Went to the same high school in Pittsburgh as Batman. Now the question is, which Batman? The best Batman.
Adam
Keaton.
West or Michael Keaton?
Keaton.
Okay. I thought you meant long. Yeah. So punting formation.
Imagine he tells people that all the time. Batman and I went to the same high school.
Aaron Johnston kicking. Southwell back. High snap. Ball will roll. Although just gets in the end zone. Looked like it was going to go out of bounds. So it'll be a touchback. Be 1st and 10 for the Polar Bears. 12:14 to go here, second quarter. We are all tied in this OAC opener, or OAC game. Last week was the opener against Muskegon. It's the opener for Wilmington, as it's their first league game.
Yeah, and it's something that if you look at the way the series history in this game has gone, Northern's won 4 straight. Dean Paul himself is 14-0, is the only coach to have beaten every OAC team at their house. But the series has not been favorable. 27-3 all time for the Bears.
Martin to the right of McFadden. McFadden quick out to Rex. Dances across the 25 into about the 27-yard line. Nice gain on 1st down for the Polar Bears.
Now that play might only go for 8 yards, but if you look at it, I think that's a terrific start for this drive, because now every time that McFadden will pull that ball down, as you get a look at the Kleins Auto Center replay, watch how he throws it. He strings it out. Now you're wondering, when Rex is out there, is he going to get the ball, or is McFadden just going to take off?
McFadden again. Saalfeld in motion. Steps back, looking to right side, looking to scramble. Working his way across for the 1st down, out of bounds. Anthony McFadden. Nice scramble for the 1st down.
Yeah, and he made a late decision on that play, and I think that's kind of why he gets tripped up. If he takes off immediately, he had the linebacker looking the wrong way.
Gain of 7 on the play. 1st and 10 for the 35-yard line. Checking in the lineup, number 82, Ryan Rockwell. More of your tight end receiver. Now in the slot. 1st and 10. Handoff to Martin. Into the teeth of the line of Wilmington. Gains a few tough yards.
And that's a play that has been there for Northern. I would say on draws, they're averaging about 4.5 yards per carry. They're over 100 yards now as a team, averaging 5.4 all told. But so much of this, I feel like in their early downs, the offense is designed to their setup plays on early downs so that you can get, if you get to 2nd or 3rd.
Gave it 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. McFadden down through the hands of Chase Rose. Nice toss there by McFadden. Just Rose could not hold on to it.
Yeah, he had to turn his body to kind of figure out if he could get around the DB or if he's just going to have to out-jump him as you get a look at this replay. Watch the DB face guarding him. And he even turned late. So Rose had a better chance at it than I thought I saw it live.
3rd and 6. From the 39-yard line. McFadden looking for Rex, the senior, with the clutch catch. There's a fumble that was to say he was down on the play. It'd be 1st and 10 ONU.
Quick pickup of 11, kind of that same thing on that backside cross. Able to get up to that second level, and Rex on this replay, he just continues to fight his way through the ONU record books. Came in with 102 catches, 6th all time, and he's in the top 10 in receiving yards as well.
1st and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Rose and Mart in motion, and we will have a flag. Looks like this false start. Looks like the center snapped it and nobody else was ready for it.
5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Kind of feel like the timing was thrown off on that one. It took, you get that double clap where Martin goes in motion, gets set, and then when Rose came down the line, that's where he kind of stopped, even right as the ball was. I think he thought maybe he turned a little left. And, well, we'll just go ahead and wait and see what happens.
Now we're going to back 5 yards, back to the 44-yard line. 1st and 15, 9:48 to go in the second quarter. We are tied 7-7. Swing pass to Rex. Avoids a couple tacklers. Now a 3rd tackler. Nice run by Chad Rex across midfield. Got about half of that 15 yards. Gain of about 9.
He had his 3 catches through the first couple of games.
Let's get another replay. The Kleins Napa Auto Center replay.
It's a terrific seal there by Southfield, the receiver on the other side.
2nd and 5. McFadden hands it off to Martin. Big yardage up the middle, across the 30, inside the 25-yard line for the freshman running back, Brock Martin.
Almost 30 yards on that. And again, there you go. You created that difference in the balance of the defensive line. You string it out on the previous play, and then you just hit him with that quick shot up the middle.
So nice drive going here now into the game. Number 17, Austin Jensen, receiver at the top of your screen. Also in the bottom of the screen, number 12, Anthony Amison. Marks just checked in the game. He gets a big carry inside the 10-yard line. Another Polar Bear 1st down.
It's a team with almost 500 yards a week ago. Marks had 44 and 3 touchdowns on the ground. But he's the second half. You know, they use the thunder and lightning sort of thing. It's almost like thunder and thunder. When those kids come through there, just get out of the way.
So Martin checks back in. Marks had the big carry. 1st and goal now at the 9-yard line.
Martin with 99 yards rushing here in the first half.
Pass into the corner of the end zone for Rose, not able to hold on to it.
It's not a bad play. Rose at his 4th career start. Just ISO him one-on-one. He had the entire half of the field to work with.
Good throw by McFadden. He got a hand on it, similar to the other catch earlier. So now 2nd and 10. Second and goal from the 9.
Saw one of those made by the sideline by a high school kid last night. One hand as he pulled it back in and fell out of bounds.
Hand off to Martin. He'll go across 100 yards for the gain. Close to the 2-yard line.
Tackled by Kyle Ackley, a 3-year starter at Benjamin Logan High School.
So now 3rd and goal at the 2. Martin had the touchdown earlier from 1 yard out. Probably a good chance they'll go to him again, but before that we have a whistle and we have a timeout Wilmington. 7:19 to go before halftime. Ohio Northern at the door. We'll be right back.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Wilmington calls a timeout on Northern. 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line.
How about this for numbers? Northern this year in the red zone, 8 for 8. That's just a 2-game span. They've been in the red zone 8 times.
Very efficient, let's say.
I don't think there's a better way that you can do that.
So 3rd and 2. The last carry was about a 7-yard carry by Martin. He's to the right of McFadden. Rex on the left, Rose on the right. Handoff Martin for the touchdown. Brock Martin, his 2nd touchdown of the day, this time a 2-yard carry for the Polar Bear touchdown.
11 plays, 80 yards in just under 5 minutes for ONU. The 7th touchdown on the ground for Martin this year. And this is a good position to be in if you're Ohio Northern. You get the ball after the half, you now find yourself, Wilmington gets the ball after the half, but you find yourself up a score.
Chase Watson on for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:16 to go. For halftime, Polar Bears extend the lead to 7. We'll step aside. We'll be right back for the kickoff here on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
14-7 Polar Bears, Mike. A very nice drive there by Ohio Northern.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it much better. 11 plays, 80 yards, 458. Brock Martin over 100 yards now, 18 carries, 2 touchdowns. As a group, the offensive line gets a massive amount of kudos because Ohio Northern on 24 carries is averaging 6.3 yards.
It's pretty good.
They come in averaging 5.4 through the first 2 games, so that's pretty good too.
Kickoff by Dom DeFalco. Here's the return by Wilmington as number 4 Gino Hinton on the return close to the 30-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 the other way for the Quakers.
Quakers did a terrific job when they were coming through that hole, trying to separate, realizing you're not going to get it, but protecting the football and keeping it from being a fumble, because at this point, that's disaster if you give it up to ONU with the momentum going their way and a short field to work with.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Kyle Barrett under center, or in the shotgun as usual. Handoff on the play to Aaron Johnston. Fumble, and it's recovered by they'll say he is down. Mark Niles recovered, but the only thing is the fumble was after Johnston had hit the ground.
That is going to anger Ohio Northern fans who are here. This is a terrific crowd, and especially when you consider they've got the festival going on just a couple of blocks from here, which shut down a bunch of the roads I didn't know about on the way here. But you get a look there at the crowd. It's a terrific day for football.
So 7-yard gain on the play by Johnston. 2nd and 3 for the Fighting Quakers. My favorite nickname in college, the Fighting Quakers. Pass there by Barrett, incomplete. So we get another look at the last play. This was where Johnston, you decide if he was down or not.
His knee's right there. His left knee was down.
As usual, the officials are right on spot. Incomplete pass. Now 3rd and 3.
A second look, you see his knee hit right before the football comes out.
Johnson in the backfield behind Barrett. Barrett looking. Incompletes it. Across the 45-yard line. Completed to number 81, A.J. Hightower for the Quaker first down.
I tell you what, that's a heck of a throw because that's one of those timing is better be right on the money for Hightower. Played in 7 games, caught 9 balls a year ago. But what I'm a little bit kind of shocked about that Wilmington has not done is use Kyle Barrett's speed out of this option. He ran track in high school.
Johnston with the carry. Nice tackle by Mark Niles as he met Johnston and knocked him down immediately.
But Barrett, 300 hurdles, long jump, 200 and 400-meter relays. He's a fast kid.
We'll have a polar bear on the field. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with high-quality Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada, Kenton, and Bellefontaine, you are never far from quality auto parts and services.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, Kids Bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch Mixed Double Bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Injured player is number 22, Jared Sitton. Defensive lineman from Paulding High School walked off on his own power. Hopefully he's okay.
Big kid, 6'3", 270. Actually originally signed to go to Findlay, but ended up here at ONU. Same colors.
2nd and 9. Barrett complete. Tackle on the play is Niles. Completed to number Malik Pettiford on the catch. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
Tell you what, Barrett's got some trust in his receivers because he threw that through 3 different defenders. And there wasn't a lot on it. He just kind of lobbed it through it.
So now 3rd and 3 from the Polar Bear 48-yard line.
Just 5 of 12 last week on 3rd down were the Quakers.
Fuller, the ball is knocked down at the line. Bring up 4th down. Wonder which one of the Bears got a paw on that one.
I'm not even sure that wasn't off the back of Saul Boysel, his right guard. It almost looked like it hit him in the back of the head.
We're getting a look here. No, it looked like it was Justin Crozell from Lutheran North High School in Michigan. Big defensive play.
You look at him, we see not only the hair coming out, kid actually played right field and pitched in high school. Plays a lot of baseball.
The running back now punting, Aaron Johnston for Wilmington. Snapped. Softball is back. It rolls inside the 10-yard line. So not real good field possession, but it'll be Polar Bear ball with 4:36 to go here before halftime. Today's game is sponsored by Allen Knott Honda Toyota, Cross Car Center, El Campo Mexican Restaurant, Hegelson Sausage, Klein's Napa Auto Center, Nareda Lanes, Ohio Northern University, NKTTV, Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, Western Sizzling Steakhouse, NKTelco, Whatever Cards and Games, Stites Grocery. Bringing you today's game, we will talk with Stites Grocery here at halftime. Marks with him handoff across the 10-yard line. And on our That Place for Pets scoreboard, the Polar Bears with a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and they're going to try to milk this clock, get it as close to the half as they can get. They put across 2 long drives, the last of which almost 6 minutes in length, but they just simply don't have that time right now.
4:13 and counting. McFadden will keep it around right side. Nice carry across the 25-yard line. Anthony McFadden, another Polar Bear first down.
Great pickup on the play by him. Out to the 26, he picks up 13.
Under 4 minutes. You know, back in the day, you used to have to speed it up a little bit when you got under 4. Now it's, you don't worry about it until it's under 1.
Everything's sped up anyways.
1st and 10 for the Polar Bears. Martin out in the backfield. McFadden over to cross there. It's Rex.
Speaking of speed.
Going across the 40-yard line where he's tripped up. Chad Rex with another big reception all the way to the 40-yard line of Wilmington.
If Q Taylor out of Purcell Marion High School in Cincinnati doesn't make that, it is another touchdown. He just dove at the legs of the receiver to knock him down.
Getting a look here.
You'll see number 5 at the very end of this play. Right about here. If he doesn't dive there.
Brock Martin carries it back to live action. Down to the 35-yard line. Will gain a 4. He'll be replaced by A.J. Marks. Be 2nd and 6. As the clock goes down to 2:44.
Which Northern doesn't even seem to be remotely caring about.
Chase Rose at the top of your screen. Receiver moves a little too quickly, and he will be flagged.
You said his name, and he heard you.
Yeah, and then it was right in front of the ref. That's never a good thing to do.
Offense, number 2.
Makes it harder to get away with.
2nd down.
Not a ton of penalties, though, so far in this game.
No, pretty cleanly played game.
Just 5 for 40 for Northern, 3 for 28 for Wilmington. How Northern right now outgaining Wilmington 283 to 116.
Ryan Walkwell checks in. He goes right side of the formation. Salfeld on the top of the screen. Rex and Rose on the bottom. Marks in the backfield with McFadden. McFadden looking over the defense, and he will go across the 35-yard line. Tackled on the play by number 55, Kyle Ackley. Gain of about 6 on the play. Bring up 3rd and about 5.
I talked about in the opening RPO, the new term that everyone falls in love with these speed quarterbacks, about the run-pass option. There were a couple of guys in front that obviously McFadden didn't like what he saw. I'll just do it myself.
3rd and 5, 133 and counting. Marks. Nice run. Quickness of Marks takes it inside the 20-yard line for another Polar Bear first down.
Gain of about 15 yards on that quick run. And if you're Northern right now, you're doing everything right. You were just at your own 7 about 3 minutes ago. If you're Wilmington, conversely, as you're going to try to slow this down, you get a look at this quick hitter on the replay. Brought to you by Klein's Auto Center. Northern has a tremendous amount of plays in the playbook that they can pick from with this time remaining.
1:16 timeout by the Polar Bears. We'll be right back.
Trust us. NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us! Polar Bears in the red zone once again. Now 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line with 1:16 to go. And Mike, you talked about how successful the Polar Bears have been today and all season inside the red zone.
Yeah, they came in 8 for 8. They've scored twice now. My math says they're 10 for 10. But they are able to create with so many terrific athletes and being able to balance in terms of everybody gets playing time. They've got a lot of things to play with. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a corner, like a lob to Chase Rose.
Rose at the top of your screen. Marks in the backfield. Marks the handoff. Dances his way to the 15-yard line. Whistle. And we will have another quick timeout. Looks like again it'll be by the Polar Bears. Once again, this game brought to you by Stites Grocery and Catering. For the best prices around, we will have an interview at halftime with Stites Grocery. Our other sponsors, Allen Knott Honda Toyota, a better experience at a better place only at Allen Knott. Crofts Car Center, the right choice. El Campo Mexican Restaurant for the best Mexican food. Angleson Sausage Company, Lima's finest handcrafted sausage. Norada Lanes, where you're always welcome. Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, authentic Italian catering available. Don't forget the cannolis. Western Sizzley's Steakhouse, home of the flame-kissed steak. NKTelco, whatever cards and games where there's fun for everyone. NKT TV, Ohio Northern University. Our replay sponsor is Kyle's Napa Auto Center. Scoreboard sponsor is That Place for Pets, where every dog can be a top dog. 2nd and 8 for the Polar Bears. Martin, a handoff, follows his blockers, dives inside the 10-yard line. Clock is ticking. Another timeout for the Polar Bears. And we'll be right back here on NKTelco Sports. Timeout by Northern. 3rd and 2. Once again, we might have mentioned we will have at halftime, we'll have our Tim Fetters, an interview with him from Stites Grocery and Catering. Glad Tim is welcome to come up here. We can talk at halftime. He can talk about so far good first half for the Polar Bears.
Not a good half for our banner. Tim was clearly warm outside because he's just been sitting back here for the second quarter trying to get some shade.
A little cooler here up in the press box. 3rd and 2. Hand off to Marks. Gets the tough yards, and that will be a first down, and it will stop the clock with 48 seconds. Polar Bears out of timeouts, so they'll have to go quickly here. Clock is started. 1st and goal at the 7. Marks again across the left side for the touchdown. A.J. Marks, 7-yard touchdown run for the Polar Bears.
I was just sitting here thinking, as that penalty is on Kyle Gonnerman for holding, that there was a humongous hole for him to get through. The reason why, now you see the hold.
So that'll back it up all the way 10 yards back to the 17-yard line. So nullifies. Was an apparent touchdown.
3rd time that's happened in this game now.
Yeah, twice for Polar Bears, once for the Quakers.
Before each team scored on the next play.
We'll see if it happens again. 1st and goal now at the 17-yard line. Marks in motion, empty backfield. McFadden across the middle, Rose. Chase Rose. 17-yard completion from Anthony McFadden for the Polar Bear touchdown.
I was just sitting there thinking, what do you think your 17-yard play is? That quick drag right up the middle. 2nd touchdown of the year now for Rose.
Nice pass by the junior quarterback, McFadden. You know, sometimes people say it's better to get a little bit of space, and we'll get another look here. McFadden across there finds Rose. Rose, a sophomore receiver, for the touchdown.
It's actually a good, I didn't even realize it seeing it live. It's actually a great way to come back to the ball for Rose because that was actually thrown a little bit behind him.
Chase Watson for the extra point. Through the uprights. 35 seconds before halftime. Polar Bears tack on another touchdown. 21-7. We'll be right back for the kickoff. (21-7) Polar Bears on that Place for Pets scoreboard. And Mike, a very nice drive for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, 4:01. Remember, they started at their own 7. Took them 10 plays to go 93 yards. And the numbers just continue to pile up. They're over 300 yards of total offense in the first half. 208 on the ground, 124 through the air. The numbers are heavily in their favor. But remember, again, this is a lot of the same kids for Wilmington, who were able to come back and score 4 straight times to open the second half a year ago.
DeFalco will kick it to Wilmington, returning number 2, Luke Richardson, across the 35-yard line. So Wilmington will have to decide with 29 seconds to go if they'll try to score before half.
Wilmington has that kid in Richardson you talked about, his only catch this year, 61 yards. For a touchdown. I'm actually surprised. I feel like with the way that the Bears have kind of over-pursued at times on that wedge, he's going to get a big return. Out of Clinton Massey, was a 3-year starter, an All-Ohio pick. Played for a state runner-up. Of course, I believe Northwest Ohio is why he gets a runner-up. Baseball and track as well, and he's a kid that can burn if he gets in open space.
So 1st and 10, Kyle Barrett. See what they do here. They have Fuller in the backfield. Will set up a screen. That will fall incomplete.
Ace Taylor, the freshman. 3 catches, 68 yards, just throwing a little bit behind him. It's kind of, I would imagine, I don't have this problem, but it's hard to turn, stop yourself running at that speed, and come back to a ball like that.
The clock stops. I believe Wilmington has 2 timeouts yet. They took one when out Northern. There's a handoff to Fuller. Gains 9. Clock is running. Doesn't look like Wilmington's going to stop it here. Maybe they'll do one Hail Mary. They're signaling in a play, but we're down to 8 seconds.
Watch if this isn't maybe a short slot screen. They try to just turn it up into something.
They'll hand it off to Fuller. He'll go across there. Has an opening. Almost breaks it. Nice tackle on the play by, I think, Chapman, number 16. And that will end our first half of football. Your score on that Place for Pets scoreboard. Polar Bears 21, Quakers 7. Stick around. We'll have Tim Fetters from Stites Grocery and Catering. Their halftime interview here on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
21-7 lead, joined now by Tim Fetter. I just tried to close the window to get a little bit better sound and nearly destroyed the entire press box. That's the way that it goes. Right now, Ohio Northern able to impose their will, but we talk a little bit about Stites Grocery, and you guys, big sponsors, love Ohio Northern football. I've got to be pretty happy right now.
Yes, very happy. Very happy. It seems like they're dominating the line of scrimmage pretty good. So
they get a big second half. We'll talk about that coming up, but for you guys, where is Stites Grocery located at?
We're about, we pretty much sit in between Ada and Lima on Route 309. Been there for 31 years.
Wow, I know a handful of years ago, my wife probably doesn't want me to tell the actual number. When she went here to Ohio Northern, we'd go down there all the time for our groceries. I love going in there because you guys have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we never know a lot of stuff that we handle. We don't know it's coming in until the truck gets there. So that's what I get excited every Tuesday and Thursday because we really don't know what we got coming in. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
That probably makes it a little bit challenging too. It's like Christmas every week.
That's correct. Some weeks you get some, just like this week we got a whole pallet of bacon in I wasn't expecting, and we put $1.49 on it, and we sold it in 2 days. And then on the other hand, I get 50 cases of potato salad, and this time of year, you can sell some of it, but not that much, So
well, you can never go wrong with having extra bacon.
No, especially the price bacon is today. So
you guys do a lot, obviously, with Ohio Northern University. We were talking earlier on about how you've fed the football team a couple of times. Maybe feed them some of the potato salad.
Yeah, if I still got some left, I can do that.
But you said 31 years in business. It's kind of a neat thing for you guys because right down the street where you're at, it really, as you've grown, you've seen Ohio Northern University grow too.
Yes. It's kind of ironic because, we got in business over 30 years ago. My main supplier told me that, we're out in the country, out in the, what I'd say the sticks, farm country, and that we would never survive because we don't sell alcohol, cigarettes, and we don't do lottery. And here we are 31 years later, and we're still there. So, and then we're not open on Sunday either, so we're just Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and we get a day off on Sunday.
And that's it'd be kind of a neat thing too, because every week you survive, every day you keep going another year, you just kind of turn and laugh, say, well, we're doing all right. The trucks keep coming.
Yep. Yeah, it's I tell you, it's the grocery business is very competitive today, and it's tough. But I think we got a niche that, with our reduced prices and stuff, that we do a nice job.
You guys, one big thing that you want to talk about and that we've talked about is I've heard your catering business is doing pretty well.
Yeah, we've been in the catering business about 10 years. We specialize in banquets and wedding receptions. The biggest thing for me to say is to sum it up, we offer a lot of food for the price that we charge. There's really no, as far as I know, no other caterer around this area that supplies as much food as we do for a good price.
Now, how did you decide that? How did you decide to go from the grocery store part of it to kind of getting into catering a little bit?
I've always liked to cook most of my life. My mom just passed away last December, and she was a real good cook, and I learned a lot of things off her, and I just kind of followed through, and that's what I say is I've always enjoyed cooking, and I look forward to every catering job.
Now the question is, who's doing the dishes?
Well, a lot of times my wife does the dishes. Our roles are kind of reversed. She don't like to cook, so I do the cooking, and a lot of times we do she does the dishes, and sometimes it works out to where if the store is open and it's slow, well, then I put the employees doing dishes, so it works out. It's a win-win for me.
Hopefully the answer to that doesn't have you sleeping on the couch tonight.
No, I know. No, she'll be the first one to tell you she don't like to cook, and if I ever ask her to cook, she says, "What kind of cereal do you want?" And she is very serious. So
that's the reverse of my relationship. My wife is a terrific cook, but you guys do. Did I see right? You guys do deer processing too.
Yes, that's going to start up the end of the month. I think the last Sunday of the month or whatever. But it's the last weekend of the month. Deer season starts, and and we do a lot of deer processing.
How about you yourself? Are you a deer hunter yourself?
No, I'm not. We only process them. I'm not. I have a hard time killing deer. I hate to see them get hit on the road,
Which unfortunately tends to happen with 309.
Yes.
Not that
Oh,
far,
yes,
but
yes.
just a tremendous outpouring for you guys. I hear a lot of people talk a lot about how much they enjoy what you do.
Yeah, Ohio Northern means a lot to me, and I try to help out with the football team throughout the year. I'll feed them a few away games, and last year, I'll be honest with you, the basketball team, I had the privilege of going up. We went over to Marietta, which is not a short drive, and I took them food and stuff so they could eat on the way home and stuff. And, it's easy for me to help out the Ohio Northern athletes because you would never find more thankful kids in your life. I mean, just so graceful and thankful and everything else. I mean, they're more mature for their age as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and it's interesting you say, obviously, coming from a small-town background, you look at those kids, they're from, if you just look at the football players, a wealth of different places you've gotten to see. Now with your lifetime pass, you can see it even more, but you can see how kids from across the country react. And has there been a time where you've gotten maybe one of the football players where you've prepared something and they just kind of look at you? They're not used to that?
Surprisingly, yes. I just figured because you think Ohio Northern, a private university, only certain people come here and everything else, and it's a very diverse group of kids. And I remember last year I had fed the basketball team, and one of the kids come up to me afterwards, and we've got a big room in our house, so I had him over to our house, and he come up to me, he said, "Don't tell my grandma, but your food's a lot better than my grandma's. I'm glad that I'm here for Thanksgiving and not home," So
wow.
Kind of makes you feel good,
That's a good thing for you. It's a bad thing for grandma.
Yeah. I thank God I don't know her grandma. Don't know his grandma.
We can't even single him out, but it's just a tremendous thing. I know I talked to a lot of people at Ohio Northern. They love having you and your business as a part of this culture.
Yeah, and we enjoy it. And I'll tell you another story too. He graduated last year, but it didn't make a difference what meal we had. This one football player had to have ketchup, so we carried a bottle of ketchup with us every time we fed him. And I don't care. It could have been ribeye steaks. He had to have ketchup. Chicken, he had to have ketchup. He must have put ketchup on everything. So we carried a bottle with us.
I've always been of the impression that. If you put ketchup on a steak, you shouldn't be. You should be grinding it
up into hamburger.
maybe you need to go get some French fries or something completely different. But if people want to get a hold of you, obviously, other than stopping down at the store to maybe book the reception, how do they do that?
Just call 419-225-9710, and we'll gladly help you. And I'm Tim, and my wife's name's Kim, and we will take care of you.
You guys have anything big going on this week as far as specials?
No, we had a bunch of specials last week, and I give them a break this weekend because we had way too much stuff on sale last week, and I was kidding my wife all this week because my one finger is hurting from cutting meat so much, so I give myself a break this week. So but you got to understand too, and the way I've always advertised, we have a tremendous deli, and most of our deli meat is under $5, where most of your other grocery stores, the deli meat starts at $5. So we sell a tremendous amount of cheese and a tremendous amount of deli meat in our meat department.
You guys sell coolers?
No.
Oh, well, I was thinking I might have to buy a cooler on my way back to Spencerville and stop and stock up.
Sometimes we got coolers. We never know, but right now I don't think we got any.
See how the potato salad goes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming in, and best luck to you guys going
thank
forward.
You.
We have a halftime score of 21-7, Ohio Northern with the lead. We're back after this here on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with high-quality Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada, Kenton, and Bellefontaine, you are never far from quality auto parts and services.
Laredo Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out LaredoLanes.com for more info.
Trust us! NKTelco, a small town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Trust us!
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with high-quality Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada, Kenton, and Bellefontaine, you are never far from quality auto parts and services.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Trust us! NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco. Trust us!
We're at halftime. Hot Northern Polar Bears leading the Wilmington Quakers 21-7 here at Dial Roberson Stadium. For our first half numbers, Mr. Michael Hearn.
You look at what these teams have done. It's been an even first quarter, but after that, Ohio Northern kind of ran away with it. First downs, 15-5 in Northern's favor. Rush yards, they've done pretty much whatever they wanted to offensively. 208-60. You see the passing yards and a couple of touchdowns there, 124-91. Total yards, Ohio Northern, 332 yards. They come in averaging just above 400, but the number that stuck out to me when we were putting this together was third down conversions. You see Wilmington's 3 of 6. They've had to punt a couple of times with 2 different punters. ONU, though, of their 7 of 9 that they've converted on, it's a telling stat because 3 times, all 3 of their scores came on third down.
Yeah, they've done well on the big plays, third downs. They also converted some fourth downs. Look at some individual numbers. Leading rusher for Ohio Northern, Brock Martin, 20 carries, 119, 2 touchdowns. That makes 7 for the year. A.J. Marks, 6 carries, 47 yards. McFadden, 6 for 42. McFadden passing is 9 of 14 for 124 with the 1 touchdown. That touchdown pass was to Chase Rose. The scoring was 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Brock Martin, a 1-yard run. Wilmington answered with 1:31 to go first quarter. DJ Chambers, a 45-yard pass from Kyle Barrett. Ohio Northern with 7:16 to go in the second quarter. Brock Martin, that's a 2-yard touchdown run. And then with 35 seconds to go, a 93-yard touchdown drive culminated in a 17-yard pass from McFadden to Chase Rose. Leading rusher for Wilmington, DJ Chambers with 54. Kyle Barrett, the quarterback, 6 of 11 for 91 yards and touchdown pass.
Of the 4 touchdowns in this game, 3 of them had a penalty that took away a touchdown right before that. That's the other kind of crazy thing. Northern hit for 6 penalties for 50 yards, 3 for 28 for Wilmington.
DeFalco on the kickoff for the Polar Bears. Malik Sims returning in for Wilmington. About across the 20-yard line, close to the 25-yard line, and Wilmington will have the first chance here in the second half.
You look quick at the other OAC scores. John Carroll up 28-0 against Otterbein at the half. Marietta up on Muskingum just starting the second quarter, 20-6. But the one that surprised me, this was a 7-7 game for a good portion of the first quarter. Mount Union up 21-14 on Baldwin Wallace. They're just a couple of minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, usually Mount Union doesn't have that close of a game. They're dominating. All their success is well documented. Barrett hands it off to DJ Chambers.
So they changed it again.
Yeah, they had Chambers.
I think they're confused.
There's a couple different people on the roster, Chambers and Fuller. We went with Chambers early. And then they changed it to Fuller, but it was officially DJ Chambers, the running back. He's been the main running back for the Quakers. He's in the backfield behind Barrett.
I hate it when we're right and then we're wrong. Chambers just a freshman.
Barrett connects with Ace Taylor, the freshman wide receiver, across midfield. Good connection. Barrett to Taylor.
29 on the play, but I'm not sure which I'm more impressed with. As you see this replay, watch how long he's able to stand in the pocket. 1, 2, 3. Straight drop, but a terrific cross and a great catch.
On the coverage, Jameer Hines for the Polar Bears. 1st and 10, Quakers. Barrett, that time, he went to A.J. Hightower, incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Quakers. Quakers 1-0 on this season. They won last week at Earlham 49-7. Polar Bears, of course, 2-0. Beat Adrian in the opener 34-17 and then beat Muskegon last week in their OAC opener.
Talk about their last year. 2-8 was their best record in a decade.
Yeah, they had a lot. I was looking up. They had a lot of 1-9 and 0-10. They had a long OAC losing streak. There's Chambers on the carry. They had a 40-game losing streak in the OAC before they knocked off Capital last year, and that's tough.
Took them overtime as well.
Yeah, it's tough to turn it around, but second-year head coach Brian Moore looks like he has better athletes. Talking to some people today, they're impressed with him. It seems like they're turning the corner, and it's tough to fight the losing culture, but Coach Moore looks like he might be on his way. But right now they're down 2 touchdowns.
Hasley with that tackle coming off a career-high 12 last week.
Pass way over the head. Intended for Taylor. It'll now be 4th down. Punting formation.
So you look at Kyle Barrett, the quarterback, a sophomore. If you could have seen where that ball came from, he came from, he kind of pulled it up like a shot put below his shoulder, and when he threw it, it just sailed. Was a 4-year starter at Columbus Beechcroft. Played in just 4 games through 10 passes a year ago. Was efficient a week ago, 13-16 for 294 and 2 scores, but you feel like he's not letting the game come to him. Northern is able to speed it up and make him uncomfortable.
Johnston, Aaron Johnston in the punt. Caleb Saalfeld back. Call for the fair catch. Yeah, it didn't turn over. It just, as you mentioned, a knuckle ball. So it'll be the first possession for the Polar Bears here in the second half.
First time I was excited to see Caleb Saalfeld. He's a poli-sci major here at ONU, but he's got a sister in Melania. Played softball, played shortstop, was a starter at Ohio State. She only batted like .415 when she was there. I mean, a tremendously gifted athletic family out of Modesto, California.
Martin in the backfield with McFadden. McFadden will throw it out to Rex. Rex, again, good yards after the catch, this time across the 35-yard line. Big gain, 22 yards for the first down.
And it was great blocking by Northern on the outside, too, to be able to free them for that, because you get a lot of those quick screen passes where kids put their hands too far, get called for holding, put it right up inside the shoulder pads and created about a 20-yard gain.
Chad Rex, a senior receiver from Bradenton, Florida. Lakewood Ranch High School. Has had a very good career here at Northern. Hand off to A.J. Marks. Breaks some tackles. Cross midfield, across down to the 30, the 20, and he is gone. A.J. Marks, 63-yard touchdown. Another touchdown for the Polar Bears, and the sophomore running back, A.J. Marks, takes it to the house.
Marks had a big game a week ago, and coming into this, we talked a little bit about, as you see on the replay, watch his second cut here in a second. Sees a guy coming, keeps the ball high and tight. Oh, he hit the circle button, too, on his way. And then just outruns everybody, but you get the duo of he and Brock Martin. You need those two guys to replace the guy you lost, but they're doing well right now.
Chase Watson on for the extra point. And the kick is good. 12:19 to go here in the third quarter. Now on our That Place for Pets scoreboard, Polar Bears 28, Quakers 7. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports. So a nice touchdown run, 63 yards by A.J. Marks. Extends the lead to 21.
Gives Brock Martin 20 carries, 119 yards, a pair of touchdowns. But A.J. Marks, 7 carries, 110 after that 63-yard jaunt, 15.7 and a touchdown. Caps off a 2-play, 87-yard drive in 41 seconds. I can't even get my car out of the garage in 41 seconds.
You're talking about that's a pretty good lightning and thunder combination, or thunder and thunder, if you will.
Thunder and thunder. Now it's lightning and lightning.
Yeah. Be a fair catch there. A new rule in college football: fair catch. We'll take it like it is a touchback to the 25-yard line. Not sure I'm a big fan of that rule, but I know it's a safety involved. And
you're right too, because I forgot about that earlier on when the returner and Luke Richard tried to do the same thing where it went through his hands into the end zone. I forgot they instituted that as a rule for this year. I think I'm just trying to forget that they instituted that rule.
Yeah, I think it's an injury prevention. A lot of the injuries happen on kickoff, so it's you can stand on each side of that, but it is what it is. Now 1st and 10 for the Quakers at the 25-yard line. Barrett going down the sidelines, looking for Luke Richardson. Defending on the play, Luke Perkins, senior defensive back out of Allen East for the Polar Bears.
That ball was just thrown on a line. There wasn't really anything to it in terms of height, but we talk about the speed for Ohio Northern scoring in less than a minute. They're almost doubling the time of possession, 21:05 to 11:36. 3 for 3 in the red zone. Like I said, they scored on 3rd down, so no down really seems to mean anything to them.
New running back in for Wilmington, 36, or Malik Sims.
It's mostly just seen on kick return duties.
Mostly DJ Chambers, but gained just 1 on the play.
Before he was spun right around down to the turf.
Sims, a freshman running back from Fishers, Indiana, Hamilton Southeast High School. Third and 9. Northern trying to get off the field here. Barrett partially fakes the handoff. Looking deep to Ace Taylor, connects. Nice catch there by Ace Taylor. Fingertip grab for a long gain.
I'm always surprised when I watch Barrett sit in the pocket. The fact I think, all right, take off if you're Wilmington, but he put that as perfectly as he could in front of 2 defenders.
49-yard gain on the reception from Barrett to Taylor. Wilmington trying to get some of that momentum back. They had it tied to 7-7, but Northern has scored 3 straight touchdowns. It's like it's Sims again into the line. Gain of 5.
Ladondrick Chapman from Bedford High School up in Bedford comes in at 15 tackles. And actually was a defensive back a year ago. Went to the same high school as Halle Berry. And Tyvis Powell. He's a pretty good safety for the Seahawks.
2nd and 5, 20-yard line for Wilmington. Barrett, empty backfield. 5 wide. Across the middle. Looked like Taylor fell down on that play.
He did the splits on the play, too. Comes in. I believe he's a big kid in terms of 6'1", 175, but just as a freshman, 3 catches, 68 yards, entering the play. He's got that athletic ability. You can see it. If he can get out behind, I would be surprised if maybe the next couple of years they don't run him maybe a couple of quick hitters or something to get him involved in the running game.
Taylor, from Purcell Marion High School in Cincinnati area. Now 3rd and 5. Got to think that's 4-down territory here for the Quakers. Barrett tried to hit A.J. Tower between a couple defenders. One of them, number 15, Luke Perkins, again on the play.
Yeah, that ball just thrown high, trying to zip it between 2 guys.
And it looks like they'll line up for a field goal.
Kicker in Tyler Butcher, 5 of 5 extra points last week. Started at Walsh a year ago out of Pace High School in Florida. This is well within his range. He played soccer in high school and what I'm told was a very proficient striker.
It'll be a 37-yard kick. That is through the uprights.
Nearly hit the polar bear over there.
Nice field goal by Tyler Butcher. Cuts the lead to 28-10. On our That Place for Pets scoreboard, we'll step aside and return on NKTelco Sports.
You know Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
37-yard field goal by Chase Watson caps a drive for Wilmington as they answer the touchdown. Answer the touchdown by the Polar Bears. 37-yard by Tyler Butcher.
Like I said, he's got a tremendous leg. The left-footed and left-handed kicker, I assume. But, yeah, he drilled that, too, because there's not any nets behind the goalposts, and the representation of Klondike is way up there. And there's a couple of guys down there with the cameras. He nearly kicked them.
Butcher will kick off. Returned by the Polar Bears. Kimball on the return. Andre Kimball. So it'll be 1st and 10 Polar Bears.
Kind of one of those odd things where he needed one more block to get around the corner. Wilmington did a good job of crashing from the right side and forcing him to have to make a quick decision.
Brock Martin back in the backfield. Last drive ended in a 63-yard touchdown run by A.J. Marks. Martin and Marks have been the story here today. Martin,
he was on the
hard
ground.
carry. They say he will down. He covered it, though, promptly, as what you should. Gain of about 3. Bring up 2nd and 7.
I don't think there's really that much of a conversation about that. It looked to me like his entire left arm and his left knee, he was down. Just kind of lost it when he hit the turf. That turf monster will get you.
Every time. McFadden fading back. Looking over for Rose. Chase Rose. Be close to the first down.
Rose did such a good job getting in and out of that break that when he did it, he slipped on those turf pellets down there that make up most of part of that field and didn't get the first down.
It was the turf pellets, not the turf monster.
The monster got him the first time. You can see it right here. Watch him get in and out of his break on this replay.
Yeah.
And then you see just kick the
There's
pellets
the pellets there. Yeah, I agree. Handoff, fake handoff. McFadden will keep it around right side across the 40-yard line. Anthony McFadden, another nice run for the first down.
Picks up 10 on the play, and he is Houdini-like with his ability to do that. Waits for the defense to crash on Martin before he takes off.
Take another look here.
He's probably a good dancer, too.
He's had his first career start last year against Wilmington towards the end of the season, and he has kept that starting job since. There's a little bit of off. They'll call offsides that time on Wilmington, it looks like. Looks like it might have been an illegal motion or illegal procedure on Northern. Get the official signal.
Everybody wearing an orange jersey right now has got their hand up saying, that wasn't us.
Yeah.
And I think Will Rankin, the center,
defense offside,
thought it was on him at first because he came out and he was upset.
Yeah, I think he got blamed for the one before, so the offensive linemen are a little touchy about that.
Yeah, he was a beast. I remember him at Wapak, 5'11", 265. Studying exercise physiology.
McFadden going deep for the touchdown. Caleb Salfeld with the touchdown. Touchdown Polar Bears. McFadden to Salfeld. We'll take another look.
Watch the bunch set you'll see here for just a quick second in front of him. It was going to go to one or two receivers. Rose had his hands up in the air, by the way. In the back end of that picture, when the ball went up in the air, he knew that was a score. 6 catches for touchdowns last year for Salfeld, 444 yards on 30 catches.
Chase Watson on for the extra point. Sean Devaney, the holder. And the kick is good. 8:12 to go. Polar Bears now 35-10. I'd like to thank these fine sponsors for making this telecast possible. Allen Knott Honda Toyota, a better experience and a better price only at Allen Knott. Crofts Car Center, the right choice. El Campo Mexican Restaurant for the best Mexican food. Hengelston Sausage Company, Lima's finest handcrafted sausages. Norada Lanes, where you're always welcome. Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, authentic Italian. Catering available, don't forget the cannolis. Western Sizzling Steakhouse, home of the Flame-Kissed Steak. NKTelco, whatever cards and games where there's fun for everyone. NKT TV, Ohio Northern University. A replay sponsor, Klein's Napa Auto Center. Scoreboard sponsor, That Place for Pets, where every dog can be a top dog. In this game brought to you by Stites Grocery and Catering for the best prices around. We'd like to thank Tim's Fetters especially for coming up here for our halftime interview that he had. Polar Bears with the kickoff. Sims on the return, almost broke it. Across the 30-yard line. He was about one more step from breaking it for a really long return. It'll be at the 31-yard line.
Rough day for the Big Ten. Nebraska lost to Troy. Rutgers lost to Kansas. And Maryland lost to Temple.
Already?
Apparently all those things have happened already this afternoon.
Wow, that's not good at all. Of course, the Buckeyes travel down to Texas to play TCU.
Florida State's losing. That's not a new thing for me. McFadden, by the way, now 12 of 17, 207 and a pair of scores.
Barrett drops back. Going long. Intended for A.J. Hightower. Not able to hold on to it.
I think he owes his quarterback dinner for that one. The receiver in Hightower, 6'2", 185. He had it bounce off his hands, as you'll see in this replay. Out of Tipton Rosemark Academy. twice all district, won 4 letters. He should have had this. I'm not sure if when he looked back in the sun what the deal was. It's a beautiful day in Ada.
It would be about the angle of the sun. Not, I don't know if that's true or not, but it was that he was looking back towards that way. So tough break for Hightower. Barrett again.
Same play.
Same play. This time not to Hightower. It's to Gino Hinton. And a flag on the play. I think that's on the tackle.
I think it was going to be holding on the defense. The fact that Hinton was able to his left arm is kind of pinned down. The fact he was able to catch that is kind of a small miracle. Talk about Hinton. He's a kid I wanted to talk about earlier. I was waiting for him to get to the ball. It's fascinating to me as you get a look at this replay. Watch his left hand here in a second, number 4 coming into your screen. And it was right there. That's a terrific catch right in front. But he went to Maple Heights High School in the Cleveland area, ran for 315 yards in a game as a senior.
Chambers with the carry. Cross on the right side, tackling on the play, David has Hazaloo. And also number 91. Got the wrong number on that one, but just a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, there are a couple of big kids, but Hinton, 408 yards last year on the ground, rushing. They use him more as a receiver. That's his second catch for about 50 yards on the year.
I think it might have been 94 Carlos Bunton on the tackle. Don't want to.
Doesn't help their jerseys bunch up.
And they'll have illegal procedure. Let's credit that starting defensive line for the Polar Bears. Kyle Yoho at defensive end. Carlos Bunton at nose tackle. Justin Croswell at defensive tackle. Kyle Rowe at defensive end. Eddie Cooper, Mark Niles, and David Hazaloo at the linebackers. Jameer Hines and Nate Dean at the corners. Greg Dennis at the strong safety, or the left safety, and Andrew Valentini at the right safety.
Defense giving up 15.5 points through the first couple. They've given up 10 here. Carlos Bunton, I love his story. He's from Harmony High School in St. Cloud, Florida. As Barrett with another deep throw. That one's too long and out of the intended reach of his receiver.
That time 84 Mac Credit, the intended receiver.
Bunton is he's from a place, St. Cloud, Florida. He played for the Longhorns of Harmony High School. One of my favorite movies is shot in his hometown, The Waterboy.
Oh.
And you get at times, I just imagine the craziness that had to have gone on while they were shooting that movie down there. Apparently this time he cannot do it.
Mike giving you sports information, also movie trivia as well. That's what he does.
If you've ever heard a game, that's what I do.
Chambers in motion. Barrett underneath there to Zane Hart, number 24. Short gain on the play.
Hart's a kid they're looking for big things out of, a 3-year starter at Carlisle High School. Last year, he actually was a defensive player, had a couple of tackles. They moved him this year to that slot wide receiver, kind of that, at times, that X-back. 2 catches, 8 yards coming in.
4th down and 6 now for the Quakers. Barrett will drop back. Hits.
It's got to be
Hightower.
short.
A.J. Hightower. It looks like it is short. He's motioning that it's a first down, but no indication so far.
Here you get a shot at the replay. He needs to get to the 22. I think he might have gotten a favorable spot. He'll be able to take a little bit of a better look on this quick slant.
There's also a hole on the. It's also a hole on the play that'll go against. It'll make it all for nothing. It'll be a 5-yard holding, which is an automatic first down against the Polar Bears. So it'll be first down for Wilmington. Only go 5. It actually will spot it. Well, no, that's right. It's 10 yards defensive holding.
That's actually, like you said, that's what gets him the first down. Because he definitely, from that replay, caught it and was down at the 23.
So 1st and 10. Wilmington now in the red zone. Going to Hightower. Knocked away. Good defense there by the Polar Bears. Jameer Hines, junior defensive back from Cincinnati Marion High School, on the defense.
A week ago, 3 for 7 in the red zone for Wilmington. That was the one big problem. They used big plays to pick up almost 500 yards. Hines went to the same high school as Roger Staubach. That's a pretty good one.
Long time in the quarterback from the 70s to the 80s, back when the Cowboys were America's team.
They still are. As a Cowboys fan.
Barrett looked like he had a big opening there, but he ran into some Polar Bears. Only a short gain. That's one of his few carries all day.
Yeah, I think that's actually, it's his second. They had him at 1 for 2, but that was more of he got hit when he was trying to keep an eye on the ball. You get a replay. Watch, this is perfect on his part right away. He gets past, but makes that late decision. If he kept going left, he might have been able to get near the first down.
3rd and 7 at the 15-yard line. Barrett waiting on the snap. Chambers behind him. Cuts across. Pass intended for, I think it's Wynn or Hunt.
Wynn.
He is hit immediately on the play. Will bring up 4th down.
Atika Wynn, another one of those freshman wide receivers, kind of in that same mold, around 6 foot, 180 pounds. There's a lot of talent, but it's a lot of young talent for Wilmington, and it's just not kind of gelling correctly against a very older, experienced Northern group.
Timeout on the field by Wilmington. Polar Bears lead by 25. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Coach Brian Moore for Wilmington takes the timeout. He's got a nice drive going together. Looked like there were a bit of confusion. As we talked about, they've had they're trying to turn around the culture here and trying to correct things, is coming off a 2-8 season, hope for better things this year.
Well, they've got 287 yards. You look at Barrett, he's 10 of 24 for 212 and a score, but they're just not able to connect the dots and continue to go play after play after play like Northern is doing.
Barrett across the middle, intercepted by the Polar Bears. I think it's number 6, Greg Dennis, the safety, with the pick.
Led Northern in interceptions a year ago with 3. It's from Mount Vernon. Played at Mount Vernon High School, where the legend of John Chapman, or Johnny Appleseed, started. That's where he's from. He worked his way through Fort Wayne.
That pass was intended for Luke Richardson, and at first it looked like he was going to be open. And there you'll see Dennis come across and picks it off. You see that Richardson's open, and there's Dennis for the pick.
A lot of coaches will tell you not to throw to the middle of the end zone.
There's always a safety lurking. Marks with another big gain across the 35-yard line where the turf monster gets him. Otherwise, he would have had a really big gain. He gets all the way to the 36-yard line, gain of about 25 for the first down.
You know, they just replaced that not all that long ago. Well, he's got to argue with them.
1st and 10. Marks and Martin at running back have been the story, at least on the offensive side. Marks again. This time not a whole lot around right side. He gained 4 or 5 more than I initially thought.
It just doesn't seem that way at first. He's able to get in and out of his break so quick that when he gets to that second level, like I said with the pass earlier to Chase Rose, Northern is just able to do that right now. I'll see if I can find, but their per play has to be about 8 or 9 yards right now.
The Polar Bears trying to get win number 99 for Dean Paul in his 15th year and getting closer to that magical 100. Very successful career for Coach Paul. Fadden looking deep. Not able to connect. that time with Chase Rose. So he had a step on his defender.
He was looking that play the whole way, too, because otherwise, with that pocket collapsing, I'm surprised he didn't sprint out to his right like we've seen him do. I mean, he's picked up 52 yards on 7 carries.
Everything's working for Northern. You get the running game. I don't care how much you pass, you still need to have that running game, and that sets up the short passing, sets up the long passing. The short passing, Rex especially, has broken off some nice yardage after catch. McFadden again, this time in trouble, and I think that's the first sack of the day.
Yes, it is. That is Weston Trampler out of Clinton Massey High School. 3 sacks already this season. 6 foot 225. When I thought initially the way that play came up, Northern caught a break because Brock Martin threw a heck of a block. But then Trampler went right around everybody else.
Sean Devaney into punt.
It's only averaging 28 yards a punt this year. That's probably one thing ONU would like to work on.
Back is Luke Richardson is the deep returner. That will fall well in front of Richardson, but gets the kind roll to the 25, 24-yard line. So with 2:44 to go here in the third quarter, it'll be Quaker ball, 1st and 10.
Second longest punt of the year for Devaney at 40 yards. Now this is what I was talking about, a young team right now. You kind of try to find yourself. You're down, obviously, 35-10. You don't want to give this up. You never want to do that, but this is a Wilmington team a year ago, different quarterback, obviously, but they put up almost 600 yards of offense against Ohio Northern. They can do it. It's just a matter of stringing one play into 3 or 4.
Barrett has him set again. Bunch formation on the left side. Bobbles the snap. Looks like he's trying to run, and now he will take off. Nice carry across the 40-yard line. Gain of over 15 is, like you mentioned, it looks like there's going to be a late hit as well. So we've wondered why he hasn't run more. He definitely has the quickness and speed. And that time he converted that for a big gain. It'll be 15 plus. I think another 15. We'll get another look here.
I think it's going to be about 18 and 15 because they marked him out about the 42.
Dead ball foul, personal foul against the Polar Bears. Attack on 15.
Northern's been hit with 8 penalties, as you see at the end of this play. Watch the progression of this breakdown. All right. Now, the only other thing a coach is probably going to tell you, running left with the ball in your right hand, and he takes this big shot, is not really a smart play on Northern's part.
So 1st and 10 now at the 42-yard line of Northern.
8 penalties, 75 yards for Ohio Northern.
Starting to add up a bit for the Polar Bears. Barrett, screen pass, that time to Malik Sims. Nothing there.
Credits Carlos Bunton right on top of it. Waited. He almost had to, he jumped the route. I think he had to decide, do I go after the guy or try to pick the ball? Made the correct decision. No gain on the play.
In the first half, they broke a screen play for a touchdown, but that time Polar Bears had that snuffed out. So 2nd and 10.
Those are either terrific dance moves or a heck of a long call from the Wilmington coaches for this play.
I guess we'll see. Barrett trying to dance around in some trouble and is brought down. Nice sack on the play there by number 10, or number 11, Mark Niles.
It was Hazelou.
I read it wrong, yeah.
One went one way, and they just kind of converged. He actually, what's fascinating to me about him is how well he's played at that outside linebacker spot for ONU. It's just his 3rd game at that spot. Actually was a running back, mostly a little bit of DB last year. Had one start at running back, but they felt his services were better needed. As you get a look at what this shot is. Watch him just come through. Nobody touched him.
Now back to live action. 3rd and long. Pass this time intended for 83, Jordan Harris. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down punting here for the Quakers.
And he saw Haslou kind of in front of again, shading. It changed what he wanted to do. You can't throw that ball on a line with the linebacker in front. It's not really going to work.
Caleb Saul back around the 15-yard line awaiting the punt of Aaron Johnston in the closing minute of the 3rd quarter. Johnston's punt goes out of bounds.
Watch out, ladies.
Inside the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 Polar Bears with 43 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Polar Bears trying to add on to their 25-point lead.
Yeah, they're trying to show one of the best teams in the OAC. They were actually picked to finish, I believe, 3rd this year.
Of course, Mountain Union is the favorite.
Are they pretty good?
Yeah, I think so.
I heard that.
I've heard about that.
They'll come here at the end of the season. We'll have that game as well. A lot of history between ONU and Mount.
And off to Brock Martin. Another good carry across the 25-yard line. Another Polar Bear 1st down.
They might get 1 or 2 plays out before the end of this quarter. Of course, the way they're going, they might get about 6 plays.
We'll have a Quaker on the field, injured Quaker. Looks like he'll be okay, or he looked like a cramp, and we will Tavion Bryant on the field. I'd like to thank our sponsors once again for making this telecast possible. Allen Honda Toyota, a better experience and a better price, only at Allen Nod. Crofts Car Center, the right choice. El Campo Mexican Restaurant for the best Mexican food. Hengelston Sausage Company, Lima's finest handcrafted sausages. Norada Lanes, where you're always welcome. Viva Maria Italian Restaurant, authentic Italian, catering available. Don't forget the cannolis. Western Sizzling Steakhouse, home of the flame-kissed steak, not snake. NKTelco, whatever cards and games, where there's fun for everyone. NKT TV, Ohio Northern University, our replay sponsor, Klein's Napa Auto Center. Scoreboard sponsor today, That Place for Pets, where every dog can be a top dog. And also like to thank Stites Grocery and Catering and Tim Fetters. This game brought to you by Stites Grocery and Catering for the best prices around.
OAC scores. Remember I just told you not that long ago Mount Union was up 21-14 in the second? It's 42-14 at the half now. That's what Mount does.
They've kicked it into gear.
John Carroll in the 4th, up 31-0 on Otterbein. Marietta 23, Muskingum 13 in the 3rd. And the Bears seem like they just don't care about the 3rd.
That will end the 3rd quarter. On the That Place for Pets scoreboard, Polar Bears 35, Quakers 10. We'll be back with quarter number 4 here on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
We're down to the last quarter of football here. Polar Bears in command as they lead 35-10.
Isn't it bad when they harass you from the truck? It's easy to do when you're not trying to say words in front of a camera. But good day for ONU so far. Well, obviously the score right now you see on our scoreboard. The volleyball team got a 3-0 win over Mary Washington out of Virginia. And the women's tennis team got a 9-0 win in Thiel, Pennsylvania.
Fake to Martin. McFadden around left end across the 45-yard line. Gain of around 21. Another Polar Bear 1st down.
McFadden around the left end like he was trying to get to El Campo. He's just got to take a slight detour all the way through town.
First string still in for the Polar Bears. We'll see how that goes they can build onto this lead, try to get a few more players on. They've played a lot of players already. There's McFadden again. Looks like they're wearing down Wilmington on this hot September afternoon.
The clock keeps on rolling. That's the biggest thing for them. McFadden a year ago, talked about a couple of times, made his first start where Northern scored on their first 6 possessions. 15 of 21, 283 and 5 touchdowns for an offense that racked up 451 yards.
Number 17, Austin Jensen, senior wide receiver at the top of the screen, now in the ball game. McFadden will hand it off to Martin. Cross right side, freshman running back. Doesn't run like a freshman, powerful runner, gets some tough yards.
It is now the second time, though, that he's run into one of his blockers in front. Watch. The guy, the offensive left tackle, and Sam Shook, the accounting major, comes around and doesn't count the number of guys in front of him. It's hard to get out of the way of that number, that much speed. A Sweet Child of Mine, serenaded by the Ohio Northern Band.
Guns N' Roses.
Sounds much different than when I saw him in Cincinnati a couple years ago.
Circa 1987.
I was 5 when that song came out.
I was a little older than that. McFadden scrambling, able to turn it into some positive yardage, where he's knocked down by Tavian Bryant, number 3 for Wilmington, but a flag on the play.
It's going to be a hold. And McFadden, actually, it might have helped him that he slipped and fell, because if he'd have stayed upright, I don't know that he was going to be able to get into a slide before he got smacked by one of the linebackers.
If he would have stood upright, he may have not stood upright after that.
Exactly.
Bryant was ready to hit him, but holding on the offense will bring it back 10 yards, back to the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 17.
Northern has struggled mightily, nearly 100 yards in terms of penalties.
Probably the only negative so far, you look at the stats. The offense has played great. The defense has played strong. Right now the scoreboard reflects that. There's Rex with Chad Rex. Not able to dance real far this time.
Rex now with 7 catches on the day, gives him 109 in his career, which, if memory serves, ties him for 5th place all time in Northern history.
Keep moving up the record books of Ohio Northern. There's been a lot of good receivers through the years. As Ryan Rockwell brings in the play. Actually stops, and the coach is just signaling the play, which is normal for football these days. McFadden looking downfield. Going deep. There's Rex for the touchdown. Anthony McFadden to Chad Rex. 43 yards for the Polar Bear touchdown.
Just having a tremendous afternoon, and that is a big caliber play, as you see on this replay. Over 100 yards receiving now for the 6th time in his career.
Drops it right in there. Rex got past the 2 defenders.
I could throw that pass 100 times. First of all, it wouldn't go 10 yards, but that's a different thing. And it wouldn't come close to dropping in there like that even once or twice.
Chase Watson to add on the extra point. The count now up to 42-10. Polar Bears on a roll. We'll step aside, waiting for the kickoff here on NKTelco Sports.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with high-quality Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada, Kenton, and Bellefontaine, you are never far from quality auto parts and services.
Chad Rex with the touchdown catch moves him up the record books.
You look at what he's done. He's one of only 7, make it 8 receivers to have 100 career catches at Ohio Northern, but he just passed this season Dom Augustine. Over 1,200 yards receiving, closing in on 1,400, just outside of the top 7. He's had a very, very good career. Oh, yeah, and he's got a whole year to go.
He's got most of the season. 3 games down, 7, and hopefully more for Ohio Northern to go after as you have a fair catch by Richardson. That will take it to the 25-yard line. 42 points for the Polar Bears. That matches their season high. They scored 34 against Adrian, 42 against Muskegum, and always good if your points keep going up. And right now they matched last week's game.
Yeah, and the thing is they've done it very efficiently, too. It's not, just a spree where they're getting it off freak plays. They've been able to set up Wilmington here, kind of set up, we talked about earlier on, set the run up the middle was a big portion of the first quarter. Now they're just able to hit home runs.
Barrett under center or in the shotgun. Pass tipped away. Number 18, Eddie Cooper, knocks it away for the Polar Bears. Ohio Northern, this is a 3rd straight home game they've had to start the season. They'll go on the road the next 2 Saturdays at Otterbein and at Marietta. They'll be back on the 13th against John Carroll. We'll have that on NKTelco Sports.
Rex just 3 yards below his career high for receiving yards in a game.
Johnston on the carry. He's knocked down by 94. Carlos Bunton for the Polar Bears.
It amazes me, as big as he is, how quick he is.
3rd and 8. Clock is under 11 and a half minutes in this ball game on this beautiful September afternoon. Along with Mike Hearns, I'm Dave Kanapke. Hope you're enjoying this telecast on NKTelco Sports and WOSN. Across the middle, he's able to hook up with Zane Hart.
Curious how many tackles that Hazelwood has. See if we can find it, because it feels like every 2nd or 3rd play, he's picking one up. They have him for 5. Mark Niles is leading the way with 10. Valenti's got 7. There are about 15 guys that have a tackle in this game for Northern.
Short of the first down. Bring up punting formation. Caleb Saulfeld back deep for the Polar Bears. Aaron Johnston, what appears to be a punt here for Wilmington.
5 punts, 185 yards for Wilmington so far. I love these live stats. ONU does a tremendous job.
High snap. Johnson did a nice job of catching it, and it will roll out of bounds. Yeah, we'd like to thank Ohio Northern Sports Department for providing us with the live stats. It makes it a lot easier for us.
September 21st and 22nd at legendary Eldora Speedway. Enter for your chance to win 2 sweet tickets with pit passes for Friday night. NKT.TV/Eldora.
10:15 to go. Polar Bears take over on their own 37-yard line. 1st and 10. Quarterback McFadden. Martin in the backfield. Rex in motion. They'll pass it or flip it out to Chad Rex. Doesn't go anywhere on the play. Actually loses a couple yards.
I'm actually waiting to see how they put that up, because I didn't see if that was it looked like a lateral or if he actually threw it a little forward.
A little forward, what's a few years ago, teams, instead of handing it off, does that little, it's a pass in case it gets dropped, then it's an incomplete pass.
You better have good timing.
Yes, I've always thought that it's hard to get the timing. It'd be easier to hand it off. I know there's a risk of fumble, but I'm up here and the coaches are down there. They know a lot more than I do. That was Marks. Cuts back. Gets something out of nothing on the play. Close to the 40-yard line. Gains 5.
That's an impressive play on his part, because he went through 3 different holes. They did call it a pass complete for a loss of yard, by the way. But he goes through 3 or 4 different holes, and it's kind of the Goldilocks and 3 Bears. He continued to go to the door. Nobody was there. He didn't like the first one, went to the second one. Just kept on going and picks up 5. But I like what Northern's doing right now with his tempo. Play clock, not really an issue. They've only had 3 or 4 snaps this half that have been outside of 10 seconds left.
Trying to get set. 3, 4, 3. receivers on the left side, and there'll be confusion on the play. And the Polar Bears will take a timeout.
Right as I say that.
42-10, 8:51 to go. We'll step aside here on NKTelco Sports.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
A rare moment of confusion for the Polar Bears ends in a timeout here as they tried to set the formation, wasn't work. Coach Paul said, hey, let's call a timeout. We got a big lead. Let's get things right. 8:51 to go, and let's enjoy the rest of the Saturday.
Also, just to point this out, Goldilocks went through the doors to get to the beds. I just want to correct that.
Yeah, it's
just a different version of the story. It's a reimagining, if you will.
A little miscommunication there. Rose won one way, McFadden threw it the other way, but that's one of those cases where you have like a read. The wide receiver and the quarterback's trying to see.
He's got a tree.
Yeah. And they didn't see the tree the same way, so to speak.
They just picked the wrong branch.
Yeah, the branch fell to the ground, I guess. Between that and Goldilocks here.
Right, it's too heavy. You look at Anthony McFadden. I want to talk about this earlier. I thought this really stuck out when I was reading about him. We talk about how he played at Paint Valley. He was a Bearcat throughout his entire high school career. He was the SVC Player of the Year and a first-team All-Ohio pick in baseball. Played some shortstop. That's most pitchers as the ball rolls inside the 20. But the thing that stuck out to me, in 159 innings as a pitcher in high school, 217 strikeouts.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's more than one an inning.
I mean, I've been fortunate to see some really good pitchers in high school the last couple of years. But, man, that is doing some work. 60 wins was kind of a school record for his senior class. He's got a teammate, whose name I forget now, who was playing up in Ashland. And they were a terrific all-state duo, both football and baseball.
That's at Paint Valley High School. What size school are they? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
They're
middle of the road?
Around D5, D6, if I remember right. Because it's in Bainbridge. Bainbridge isn't that big.
Hand off to DJ Chambers. There's a David Hazelou with another tackle.
Gives him 6. How about these numbers for Ohio Northern? A.J. Marks has 10 carries for 146. Brock Martin has 23 carries for 136. McFadden himself, 10 for 78. 43 rushes, 360 yards on the ground.
That's getting her done. Malik Sims getting her done around the left side.
His third carry of the day, and he just picked up nearly twice as many yards as he had on his first 2.
Knocked out by number 9, Andrew Valentine from Valley View High School, sophomore defensive back. 1st and 10. Quakers.
Valentini's a fast kid, too. You see where he's able to close from that right safety position. Second best 400-meter time in school history.
Barrett looking to Richardson, not able to come up with the catch. Defending on the play, number 20, Ty Pegram from Medina High School, sophomore defensive back.
Home of the Battling Bees. Done a handful of games from that stadium, Kenneth Duke Stadium just off the highway. It's a tremendous place to call a game. One of my favorites.
2nd and 10. Wilmington's played their first 2 games on the road at Earlham 2 weeks ago, and then here at Northern. They will be hosting Muskegon next week and Heidelberg the following week before traveling back out to Mount Union.
No, that's
OAC action.
Not a fun travel.
No, the travel's not bad. The game a lot of times is not successful, and there's an interception. Down the sidelines. It's Mazalou, I believe, for the touchdown. David Hazelou goes crisscross around the field for the interception return touchdown.
When things are going your way, they're going your way.
David Haslew, junior linebacker from Montour High School in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with the pick 6.
Said he went to the same high school as Batman. Watch him make his play and just disappear into the night here. The orange sky opens up. Look how many tackles he breaks. I said he played a running back position last year.
Yeah. You could tell he was showing off his running skills there, and he did not give up on the play. Makes it now 48 points. Watson trying for .49.
He's 7-7 on extra points.
The lucky 7 or the magnificent 7.
They caught it in the megaphone. I don't know if we get a shot of this, but watch just behind the cheerleaders in the end zone.
Yeah, he got it there. One of the male cheerleaders with the catch.
He's tried to do it a couple of times now. He missed it on the field goal opportunity earlier, but that is see if you see it'll be off the back left of this picture where the polar bear is. Here he goes. Watch this. This might be the best catch of the entire day. Perfect.
There you go. Good job by the crew and the camera of getting that. I'd like to credit that cheerleader with the catch. He should be in the official statistics. It'll probably show up here in our live stats, I would guess.
With the papers that the SIDs give us, he might be.
He might be in here. It might be next week before we actually find it through all the information.
It's true.
Again, all the great job by the sports information department here to give us a lot of stats and information.
David Haslew, one of the permanent captains this year for Ohio Northern. Scores on a pick 6.
Luke Richardson on the return from DeFalco. Skies across the 25-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 Quakers. Imagine there's a lot of new numbers out there, it looks like, for the Polar Bears. We'll try to mention some as we get the opportunity.
Yeah, they're definitely imposing their will right now. And this is what you want. The start of conference play a week ago, you want to sit up there because it doesn't get any easier. As, of course, you end with Mount, the number 1 team in the country. John Carroll at number 20. But there are 4 teams right now right up in that log jam. Baldwin Wallace, they're going to suffer a loss because Mount is way out ahead of them.
They're directing traffic here. Ace Taylor in motion. They'll throw it over to Ace Taylor. Swings it to the left side. Out of bounds. Want to mention, too, that the Ohio Northern received some mention in the D3Football.com poll. They got 25 points. 30th overall. It's the 15th time in the last 17 years that Ohio Northern's had a mention in the poll. And it looks like we have a player down on the field. Injury timeout. We'll be right back.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Trust us! NKTelco, a small-town company with a big focus on customer service. We build business the old-fashioned way.
Trust us to be your internet provider.
Trust us to help you find the right cable package for your viewing needs.
Trust us to answer your questions any time of the day.
Trust NKTelco to be on call. Deliver and make sure your service is tailored to meet your needs.
We serve commercial and residential customers to meet their communication needs. Trust us at NKTelco.
Looks like the injured player will be okay for Wilmington. Second team defense and in. Defensive line, Colin Arnold, Cole McKinney, Ben McGinnis. Jared Sitton on the defensive line. The linebackers, Chapman, Jared Tepe, Connor Quiet. We'll get the rest of it as we go along here. Aaron Johnston, the ball carrier for Wilmington, also rounding out the second team defense that's in the game for the Polar Bears. The cornerbacks, Ty Pegram and Luke Perkins, and at safety, Drew Stackzek and Jobin Taylor.
Perkins just down the street. Went to Allen East High School.
Called some of these numbers before right now. And Johnston around left end, their second team running back with a nice carry.
Somebody's hype right now. Oh, they're doing the wave. They're failing at the wave. But ONU with 6 minutes to burn off this clock. This is a terrific thing. You know, people talk about how good Mount Union is, obviously, and credit to them, they have been, but it's reasons like this. You get out ahead, you get your younger guys off the bench. It's kind of the same thing, obviously, your neck of the woods with the MAC. But people wonder, hey, why are Coldwater, Minster, Marion Local, whoever so good? Well, it's moments like this. Nearly half a quarter, you're able to get your young guys in.
In high school, it's kind of been taken away because you have the running clock, which I like. What's really improved the MAC teams is a lot of them go to state, so you have 5 more weeks of practice. Not just your normal, you practice as younger kids just getting 5 more weeks of practice, builds to the next year and to the next year, and that's what helps a lot of the successful high school. Same thing, Ohio Northern's building the depth right now. They're getting the younger players in, some game experience.
A nice tackle out of the secondary for Northern. I believe that is Eddie Cooper, the junior linebacker out of Eclectic, Alabama, in Elmore County, which is different because down there they do county high school. It's kind of similar to Kentucky.
Indiana does in some cases as well. So you think of how many less schools there would be in Ohio if there'd just be counties. I guess there'd be 88 of them.
You want one school in Mercer County?
Unbelievable. Yeah, it would be some loaded teams. Handoff again to Johnston around left side. Similar play to before. Tackle on the play, number 44, Jake Hall finished him off. This game on NKTelco Sports, our next ONU games are October 13th against John Carroll, and then the last home game is October 27th that we've mentioned against Mount Union. That's the third last game. They finish on the road against Baldwin Wallace and Heidelberg. As you see a young Polar Bear fan here.
The kicker was trying to help out.
Johnston again with the carry.
Tried to put it up on the tee. I don't think a Northern can start recruiting yet. I saw the pacifier. I think it might be a little bit.
I think you got to wait till they're at least 4 or 5.
No, the Kentucky's already recruited it, I'm sure. They don't waste any time.
Under 4 minutes to go. Polar Bears has this game in hand. 49-10. Their largest output offensively on the season. Malik Sims across the 25-yard line and a first down.
I looked up just long enough for there's a young lady off to the end zone where Wilmington's headed doing cartwheels. There's a lot of other people who are watching, seem tired, just hanging out on the blankets.
Yeah, a lot of places here at Dow Roberson Stadium, Bill Robinson Field, where you can sit and watch along the side on a beautiful day. If you don't want to sit in the bleachers are great, but some people like to sit in the grass, and that's what they are in the end zone that Wilmington's trying to score in.
My favorite is the one guy in the chair out there by himself, just way off to the left side. That's a nice piece of tackling for ONU. This is Kyle Yoho out of Heath High School, a sophomore. He's been back there for quite a while. You can see him in the top back corner of the picture there, just above the pylon of the end zone. He was out there when I got here about noon. He's just enjoying Ohio Northern football. Right now he's pretty happy.
Nice relaxing day. He probably has a nice view. Nobody's bothering him.
So that nobody else will come up here. There he is. He might be taking a nap now.
Good way to spend a Saturday afternoon here at Ohio Northern University in Ada. Johnston in the carry of the 20-yard line.
I really like this Johnston kid as a running back. I feel like they should maybe give him the ball more. 8 rushes, 30 yards coming in. Had just 38 yards on 10 carries a year ago at Glen Est High School in Cincinnati. Was an all-conference pick. But maybe the problem is he's that small back. He's only 160 pounds. He's only 5'6". But as we've seen, even up to the NFL ranks, you can do a lot with those kind of guys. Can't teach speed.
Getting a lot of opportunities here late in this ball game. We're under 2 minutes to go. Another handoff to Johnson, and he's clothesline, and that will be a flag.
I've seen WWE matches that have less contact than that. Zach Smith out of Mineola, Florida, in Lake Mineola High School. He throws a pretty mean lariat.
Back in the days of Jack Tatum in the 70s, you could get away with that, and you would be put on the NFL highlight films, which would get another look. He didn't hit the helmet.
They called it a face mask, actually.
That was not the face mask. It was underneath the face mask, right underneath the throat. It technically was a clean hit. It just didn't look good. And sometimes appearances is what gets the penalties called. And it's easy to see in the replay that,
Right.
to see it at game action. I thought it was an illegal play there. Pass underneath. Inside the 5-yard line, tackle on the play, Drew Stadzik from Cardinal Stritch High School, sophomore defensive back.
They've had a pretty good program the last number of years. He's just a step late on this replay.
Wilmington trying to put a score here in to end the ball game. Coming up on 1 minute to go.
Ohio Northern has 613 yards in this ball game.
That's pretty good. I think the Browns had to take 3 or 4 games last year. And there's a pass in the end zone. Complete there from Barrett to number 24, Zane Hart, for the Quaker touchdown. Nice drive by the Quakers for the score. So we'll take another look.
And again, he's another kid. He just beat his opponent, the defensive back, to the corner. Hart, who was a defensive player a year ago, they looked at him, same size, really, as Johnston, 5'8", 160.
Tyler Butcher on for the extra point. And the kick hits the upright and falls back.
That's when you know it's not your day.
54 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. Polar Bears 49-16. We talked about it. It's been a lot of good experience here for the Polar Bears to get some depth. It also is a good experience for Wilmington. They had extra different players on there. They're trying to build their program. They're trying to get a more of a winning culture, and you got to build some experience. And on these hot days, you need to build some depth. And that was a nice drive that they put together there. Final pass there to Hart for the touchdown.
Yeah, 13 plays, 75 yards, over 614. It's like you said, you look at it, it's your starting offense against most of Northern's second or third team defenders. They look like they have been able to do what we said in the opening, being Ohio Northern, rotation. Keep moving guys in and out. Keep pulling different pieces. Not only do you find out what you've got in a lot of these guys, but you stay fresh. It was 80 degrees when we started. But credit the Quakers, not easy to say. They have 386 yards total offense. Barrett, 16 of 35. There's the young lady I was talking about a couple minutes ago. The girls who are watching her, they don't seem impressed. But they continue to stay, and you're out of this game, obviously, at 49-10 at that point. But you're continuing to build, continuing to get the timing down in your offense and try to improve on the 2 wins from a year ago.
Northern will fair catch it, and that will set it up at the 25-yard line. Imagine Polar Bears will probably take a couple knees. We'll check to see who's in the lineup here. Looks like the backup quarterback Mason Williams, number 14, in the lineup. Also number 12, Anthony Amundsen at receiver. But it'll be a couple knees. It will be the victory formation, if you will, for the Polar Bears. 54 seconds to go. They'll have to do at least one more time here. Polar Bears will go to 3-0 overall, 2-0 in the OAC, as they will go on the road at Otterbein next week, at Marietta the following week, before returning here on October 13th against John Carroll. We will have that game on October 13th here on NKTelco Sports.
Speaking of John Carroll, they just beat up on Otterbein 45-0.
And
Mount Union doing the same
will
to
do it. Your final score on the That Place for Pets scoreboard. Ohio Northern 49, Wilmington 16. Mike and I will be back to wrap it up here on NKTelco Sports.
Stites Grocery as a discount grocery store for over 30 years. You know us for our great variety of food at very reasonable prices and our high-quality meat department where you can get our deli and meats at low prices. But did you know we've been catering for over 10 years? We specialize in wedding receptions and other events. We can customize your party with a variety of options. Stites Grocery and Catering in Lima. Stop in, call us, or check out our Facebook page for our daily deals.
At That Place for Pets, we offer classes for puppies to seniors, puppy kindergarten, family dog, advanced or top dog, and agility classes. If you're looking for a place for your dog to play, we offer doggy daycare. Let them play in a monitored, temperature-controlled area. Doggy daycare is available Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Screening is required. At That Place for Pets, our groomers are ready to help your pet look their best. Call today for your appointment. That Place for Pets, for playing, training, and grooming, where every dog can be a top dog.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
In business since 1986, Klein's Auto Parts and Repair Center has been the go-to place for auto repairs. Our store is well stocked with high-quality Napa parts. Our Napa Auto Repair Center is a full-service garage located right next door. Check out these specials. With locations in Ada, Kenton, and Bellefontaine, you are never far from quality auto parts and services.
You're at Dial Roberson Stadium in Ada, Ohio. Ohio Northern 49, Wilmington 16 on our That Place for Pets scoreboard with the final numbers, Mr. Michael Hearn.
Look at Ohio Northern. They're pretty much the model of efficiency. Is they pick up 24 first downs to 17 for Wilmington, 15 of them on the ground, 357 yards on the ground. For Northern, what impresses me about that is the fact that they had two kids in nearly a third, and Anthony McFadden, the quarterback, run for 135 yards or more. A.J. Marks ends up with 146 and a touchdown. Brock Martin, 136 and 2 touchdowns. McFadden with 78. They also throw for 253 yards to the 235 on the opposite side, but a lot of Kyle Barrett's 235 and 2 touchdowns come late on a 16 of 35 passing day. He does throw 2 interceptions. One of them is a pick 6. DJ Chambers leads the way with 60 yards on the ground, but look at the bottom number, and it'll tell you what Ohio Northern did in terms of efficiency. 9 of 13. So just 4 of 13 for Wilmington on third down. Of those 9 conversions, Ohio Northern scored 3 times in the first half on the third down. They got out to a big lead and just kind of rolled it the rest of the way from 21-7 to 3 straight quarters of 14 points and a humongous win to stay unbeaten in the season and in the OAC, more importantly.
Northern now 3-0 overall, 2-0 in the OAC. Wilmington now 1-1 overall, 0-1 in the OAC. Wilmington will travel to, or they'll go back home and host Muskegum next week. Ohio Northern will travel to Otterbein. You know, going into this game, Mike, Hot Northern, I don't know what the point spread, but they were definitely the favored.
Can you do that?
No, I can't. But they were the favored team against an improved Wilmington, and they took care of business with an impressive showing.
Well, and it's not really a secret. Dow Roberson has been such a great facility for Northern. Now 52 and 21 all time here. It's just, it seems like they play so well at home, whether it's the crowd or the home cooking, the Stites Grocery catering, one of the things. They just got out early, and it seemed like whatever their game plan was going to be, they were going to continue. They were going to punch it down the middle for the first quarter. They had nearly 140 yards rushing in the first quarter, and that allows you to do so many things. I talked about earlier, it seemed like they were playing 3 plays ahead. All right, we'll give you 1 or 2 downs. Watch what we're going to do with it. A couple of deep passes, slant passes, everything went their way. I mean, you don't see 600 yards of total offense very much.
Congratulations to Dean Paul on his 99th career win. He'll go for number 100 at Otterbein next week. That'll wrap it up from here. For the director, Scott Robinson, and his assistant, Isaac Sell, on camera, Tyler Wolf, Patrick Toller, and Ryan Gosser, for my partner, Mike Hearn. I'm Dave Kanacki. Thanks for watching here on NKTelco Sports.